think younger women tend to be more impressionable. I think older women, in my experience, you 30, 33, 35, the experiences that you have at that point is just, a little bit too much for me. And I really think in some cases you really can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I prefer, my women to be of the younger variety.
If a woman wants to respect you and give you the respect to lead and be her partner, why do you need to have that level of power over her if you're not trying to manipulate someone?
See, it's not power, it's impressionable. I've never seen a successful partnership where the other person wouldn't allow themselves to be impressed upon. If I'm a person and I got a vision, I got a plan, I got a whole program, I would think that the person that wants to be with me is willing to learn and willing to adopt some of the ways or even some of the principles that I have.
That's not impressionable. Impressionable is basically getting someone to do what you want them to do because they're easily swayed and easily persuaded to do what you want them to do.
Who said that? Did you make that up?
Well,
when you hire somebody, you look for somebody that's impressionable.
But
why would I listen?
Right, so you even train them. So you can, when you hire somebody, you're about to train them.
Now,
and that's why you want them impressionable.
Okay. Hello and everyone, and welcome to the Men's Voice podcast with me here, Kwabena Bibini Berry. Can call me DJ Fuad. It's the Men's Podcast on TikTok, but we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Blacknificent Media. And if you love this content, if you're a man and you want to understand male nature, the scientific ways behind the way men think and why men take certain decisions, the scientific reasons behind why women act the way they act and take certain decisions in relationship, subscribe to this channel on YouTube and on Facebook, like the page at Blacknificent Media. Blacknificent is spelled Blacknificent, 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 Blacknificent Media. Like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube, and also click on the notification button so that you can get to learn about yourself. These days, there's too much noise about men days, women days, men days, women days. It's too much. It's too much. And I think that it's about time we do something about these things. And that is why we at Blacknificent Media has taken upon ourselves to bring to you this program called the Men's Voice podcast. So tonight we are looking at, why do men go for younger women when they want to settle, when they want to marry, instead of experienced older women. And in most cases, the reason why I tackle some of this topic is that sometimes the narrative of women is even pushed out into the system, so that to the point where men have actually accepted it, the untruth. For example, as you saw in the video that I showed you, the ladies thought men choose younger women so that they can manipulate them, okay? Whilst it is totally different, okay? Would I say that there can never be a man who is manipulative? Yes, there are. But majority of the times, men take decisions based on science, biology, time, and certain current issues. And tonight, this is what we're going to go through to look at why men go for younger women when they want to marry versus going for a bit older women who are also experienced. So before I move on, and before YouTube people come at me, let me make a disclaimer. Personally, as Kwabena Bibini Berima, as DJ Fuad, I love deep conversations and thought-provoking conversations. Therefore, most of the times, I'm tilted towards a bit older women. But I'll not say it doesn't come with certain disadvantages and advantages. An older woman have the advantage, they have their disadvantage. A younger woman has the advantage and their disadvantage. But majority, so for me, if left with me alone, if I'll get what I want, I would rather go for a bit older woman But I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about most men, what informed their decision in choosing women for a long-term relationship like marriage. So yes, once again, it's not about my favorite, not my choice, but what majority of men will do. And this will require a woman who is ready to learn to receive some of this message, because they sound a bit strong for women who are not ready to learn, seriously. So if you're a woman and you're not ready to learn, this content is not for you. And even for some guys, if you're not ready to learn, this is not for you. But if you want to learn, know the male dynamics, the female dynamics, this show is for you. So we are asking, why do men choose younger women against older, experienced ones? Are men looking for young women to control them? Now, that being said, let's look at what do men want in their potential women. So there was a typo there, so forgive me. What do men want in their potential partners or women or wives? So, what do men look for in their wives or their potential partners? So let's go straight into it. Today, I'm not going to spend too much time. I want the video to be shorter. Some of you, my viewers, are complaining about the length of the video, so I'm going to try to do that. So straightforward, let's go into it. Men want women who are respectful, fertile, youthful, non-promiscuous, and submissive. Okay? Respectful, fertile, youthful, non-promiscuous, and submissive. Submissive is one of the most dangerous words to mention in our day and age. Yes, but that's what we're going to talk about. So most of the times, a lot of women, I don't know whether it's deliberate or not, want men to see the world from their point of view. And that is what caused the problem. Okay? A lot of women want men to see the world from their point of view. Women have an amazing world of looking at the world. Men have an amazing world of looking at the world. And for men and women to come together, and let me give you another disclaimer. I'm a pro family and pro marriage person. Yes. It just happens that I am dedicated in helping men to understand themselves so that they can form beautiful, amazing, lasting relationship with their female partners. So women have an amazing way of looking at the world. And men also have an amazing way of looking at the world. But for two of us to come together to form a beautiful family, men need to learn a little bit about women in order to be able to live with them. Likewise, women need to learn a little bit about men in order to live with them successfully. And unfortunately, men tend to learn more about women than women do, because for you as a man, or for me as a man, if I refuse to know what women want, I'll find difficult getting a woman to live with. Or even when I get a woman, it will be difficult for me to live in peace and enjoyable time with them. You get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, men, because we initiate relationship, we go to men to ask for them for a relationship or marriage, we tend to learn more about women. And unfortunately, women don't spend much time learning about what men want from them. That's a big problem that has caused this build-up, where right now men all over the world are sharing notes among themselves. Okay? Because if women for a long time have taken the pain upon themselves to learn a bit about what men want and not judge them, you know, especially some modern women, they can meet you and they list all the things they don't like, all the things they like. It's endless. But let a man just mention one thing. Woe betides a man to even mention the word submissive, you are dead. The way you be chilled and chastised and we called names and all of that. So, up to date, there are a lot of women who don't know what men want. Therefore, when it comes to decision on relationship, and what makes it a bit trickier is that women don't choose who become a wife. Women don't decide whether they will become a wife. Rather, men decide that. And because majority of women don't know what men want from them, and even when some men are sacrificing to tell them, they will shut him down. They will use the sign language on him. That is insulting, what do you call it? Shaming the men, insulting them, making them feel guilty, and they need to be right. A lot of men keep quiet. And because of that, women are lacking a lot of information by knowing what men want. But women want men to accept what they want. But it has to be, we're coming to a middle ground to accept each other or to compromise. Let me use compromise. Compromise is a better word. You understand? So this video is here to let women in particular know the scientific, logical reasons behind their choice of women. Plus, certain men who have also accepted the narrative that men who go for younger women are insecure, they are looking for people they can manipulate and control and all of that, to also clear that myth out of our minds. Okay? So, to start with, women should understand that men have certain criteria for them. Whilst men should also understand that women have certain criteria for them. So when it comes to women, majority of women naturally want a man who can provide, a man who is a provider, a man who is a protector, a man who is a lover, and a man who don't abuse verbally, emotionally, mentally, physically. Okay? The list goes on and on. But the fundamental ones that women need to form a relationship with a man is your provisioning ability, your protecting ability, your parenting ability, and your lovable ability. You being able to love them. Okay? So these are the things that women, that's the basic. If you meet, I'm not a woman, so I will not be able to give you all the list. If you meet women, they will give you all the list. And most of the time, men accept this list without complaining. But let us give our little list, and you see everything go where. But we have no choice than to learn from each other. So before I go into one by one, men's list and the reason behind why men take those decisions. Women are emotional beings. Men are logical beings. So a woman can decide not to be logical, face too much of reality, and she'll be successful in life. Whilst a man cannot be emotional and be successful in life, a man's success in life depends on him being logical and face reality. But when it comes to relationship, when we want to live together with a woman, we need to limit our logicality to a certain level by about 20% to take a bit of the emotions of women into our life so that we can understand them. The same way, if a woman wants to live with a man and enjoy life with a man, a woman needs to reduce her emotions a little bit by 20% and then understand the logical word of men. But unfortunately, most of the time, some women are not ready to do that compromise. They want men to just understand their way just like that, and it doesn't work that way. So what do men look for in their wives? Men want women who are respectful, fertile, youthful, non-promiscuous, and submissive. Now, the things that make a woman qualified to be a wife, women don't work for it. They just have it by being women. But the things that makes men qualified to become husbands, responsible one, of course, they have to work for it. So men don't achieve their value in relationship earlier in life. So most of the time, men have the tendency to come back. It's like they are coming for what they've missed, but that's not what it is. What it is that because man have to work from like 20 years up to 30, 35 before he become financially viable to be attracted to a woman, these men, they want to have families to start with. So they are looking for a woman who is fertile. And most of the time, in years past, some 50 years ago, a woman living in any part of Ghana at the age of 40, 45, 50, there's no problem with childbirth. But let's be sincere with ourselves. These days, the narrative has changed. It's not like that anymore. Some women even have complications around age 35. It's all because we've left our old ways of living. You understand? So a man that has built himself up now wants to have a legacy. He is faced with choosing a younger woman versus an older, experienced woman, an old woman who is aged a little bit. One, fertility issues become questionable. Yes, she may be able to give birth, but a risk involved. So, and men are problem solvers. So as a problem solver, as a risk management aspect, majority of men would decide to go for a younger woman whose fertility is not a question, it's not a debate. Now, that being said, that put aside, men at the same time want their women younger. And that one, a lot of women can debate it. The thing is that there are some women at 35 who still look beautiful. But majority of women, once they enter 30, the beauty starts declining. You understand? It starts declining. And a lot of men will do the analysis and be like, okay, if I go for a 25-year-old girl, I'm going to enjoy her beauty for about 15 years before it starts declining. Rather than if I go for a 35-year-old woman who is still even beautiful at 35, her beauty is at the decline state. So, once again, a lot of men will go for younger women so that one, fertility, giving birth for them is not questioned. The risk at birth is minimized as compared to when she's older. Two, when he marries her at a younger age, like 25 or in her 20s, this man is assumed to enjoy her beauty for quite a long time before it starts declining. So, are we saying, are there no other men who also will see the 45-year-old man as younger and that will enjoy her beauty for quite a time? There are. But the question is, are some of these women ready for those men who are ready for them, who are like also a bit older, who want a 35-year-old woman? Majority of the time, some women don't want those men either. They want the men who were looking for them when they were 25 and did not look at them. That is where the problem starts. Now, another factor is that a lot of men have realized that when women are highly experienced, they become argumentative, loud, masculine, and also carrying trauma from previous relationship into the new one. And therefore, it becomes a bit difficult for men to stand with that. And women call that insecure. You're not secured. That is why you can't handle my whatever. But let me ask the question. Which good manager will employ someone that every day he has to argue with them before they do the things they have to do? That will benefit both. Okay? So most men will also want to go for a woman that they don't have to handle too much. Because a man's need time to go and look for a job and work and bring home money. You don't have to waste so much time to handle a woman. No, you don't. So if a woman is not handled, has not learned to handle herself, a lot of men will reject her, go for someone who is already handling herself, which most time happen to be younger one. And as you saw in the video that I showed, this guy is saying that he needs someone that can be on his program. And once again, a lot of experienced women call that toxic. They call that manipulative and call that controlling. No, it's not controlling. I, Kwabena Bibini Berema DJ Fuad, I want a woman that can help me do homeschooling. So it has to be someone that will agree for us to do that. But the most important program, and then when the girls are not that experienced sexually, the tendency for them not to be promiscuous when they are married reduces, it's lower. Because some women have had so much sexual encounters that their experience is insatiable. A new guy, some guys cannot satisfy them alone. So when they marry you, when you marry them and then you are not able to satisfy them sexually, they might end up to cheat with another man to satisfy them sexually. And a lot of men have realized that sometimes a young girl can cheat, can also have promiscuous past. But the possibility for a younger girl to have lower body count is also there. So men do that. Now, let's go to something important and very sensitive. Let's go to the screen. So men these days also look at divorce rate in their country, current countries, and around the world. Okay? Men these days also consider divorce rate. And research have shown that marriages that were people that have married before, especially women that have married before, it is higher. Second marriages have higher percentages of breaking up. Okay? People who have divorced before has higher percentage of divorcing again. So let me read something here. It says, whether divorced or widowed, many brides and grooms like Carter see a second marriage as a second chance for happiness. In fact, thanks to pent-up post-COVID demand, more couples walked down the aisle in the US last year than in the past 35 years, for a record of 2.5 million weddings, according to research firm The Wedding Report. Of those, about 21% involved both spouses marrying for the second time. So are things better the second time around? Often they are not. According to reliable census data, the divorce rate for second marriages in the United States is more than 60% compared to the not inconsiderable rate of 50% at first. So all that this Gibbelish is saying is that men, marriages, people who have married before have the tendency of breaking up in relationship. Now, let's look at it. Now, these days, a lot of guys, when they are choosing women, they look at divorce rates to make their decisions. What do they look in divorce rates? Since most married people, and in all over the world, these days, women are divorcing more than men. Okay? So let me give one example. If I'm going to get married, and like me, I want my woman a bit older, and most of the case, majority of them may have kids. Okay? Now that a lot of women get divorced, file for divorce more than men, the possibility of my marriage collapsing is high. But still, I'm a pro-marriage person, I'm a pro-family person, so I want to form a family. So I have to marry anyway. Now, there's a risk management here. If I go for a woman that has a child, so now single parent comes in here. If it happens that she needs to divorce me, when she leaves, she's living with the child that I formed bond with, she that I formed bond with. And now that she's leaving, I'm not going to grieve for only one person. I'm going to grieve for two people. So these days, a lot of guys also look at whether to go for one person so that if this person is divorcing him, he's only going to cry for just one person for a week, 2-3 months. Then he'll be okay. As against going for a bit older woman who has children. And then, so I think over here, I'm using one stone to kill two birds. Which is now, there's also a debate of men not wanting to marry or date single mothers, which is unfortunate. But now, the dictate of the relationship dating market is calling for this. And I've said this several times on TikTok that there has never been a time where men are sharing notes among themselves than this day ever in the history of mankind. So now people also look at this. I will go for a younger girl who has no child, so that even if it happens, that's not what we want, but even if it happens that she's leaving me, at least I will only have one person to cry over. Or even if we get a child, I have the right to fight for 50-50 custody, or if I can, get a child onto myself. So I can lose the woman, but maybe I will win my own child onto myself. And sometimes women think that some men not having access to their children is not a big deal for them. It's a big deal, especially when there's a breakup, when there's a divorce. It devastates a lot of men. A lot of men break down. Some end up taking their lives. You know, so for some men, they form bond with the single parent's child, the stepson, the stepdaughter, okay? And they form bond with you, the woman. And when you are divorcing and leaving, you live with yourself, you live with that baby. And that becomes a problem for a lot of men. So these are some of the reasons. Because most of the time, women don't want to push themselves in the shoes of men. They misjudge men and say that all men want to manipulate women. That's why they want younger women. No. These days, all over the world, there are laws that are protecting women. Okay? And I always say, as a woman, when you are looking for a partner, make sure you vet them well, especially their mental health. Find out whether they are narcissists or not. Find out whether they are psychopaths or not. Yes, women will jump straight. How can you know that? Okay, then when you get the results that you get, don't complain. Because me, as a man, I'm not going to joke. Because a narcissist, whether he's a man or a woman, if you become their victim, what they will do to you, life will be miserable for you. So for me, I will do everything to find out whether my partner has a narcissism or is a psychopath or is abusive in one way or the other. Okay? And I want to live my marriage life in a certain way. Therefore, I need someone, whether old or young, who can be on my program. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Yes. So, if I search and search, and I've always said that because of my crazy mindset about relationship and marriage, I may meet 10 people and only one person can accept me. 9 will reject me. And I'm okay to do that because I want the best for myself. So, therefore, I have to vet so deeply so that I also get someone who wants the same or similar thing in life. Then we form bond together. You understand? And 2, because I said that men get their value that makes them attractive to women late in life, many men, when they achieve that, is when they're able to make good decisions. Okay? A lot of guys are suffering in their relationship, and they are making their women also suffer because these guys made marriage, long-term relationship decision when they didn't know themselves financially. They were weak. And when a man is not financially sound, he can't speak truth to a woman. He lies. He lies. So dear women, men don't choose young women because they want to manipulate them. In most cases, in 90% of the cases, they want a woman who is fertile. They want a woman who, when she's going to give birth, the risk factor is reduced. They want a woman who is respectful. They want a woman who is non-promiscuous and a woman who is submissive. Okay? So it's got nothing to do with manipulation. So how do women get the best out of relationship? Okay? Women in general, the older they get, the lesser the pool of men they want become. Take this again. When women delay too much and they grow a bit older, more older, before they decide on a man they want, the pool of successful men and a desirable men that women want diminishes. It means that women can get the men they want when they are younger. But as the saying goes, Mother Nature gives women their value in the dating and marriage market. Mother Nature gives women their value in the dating market early in life. And they sit down and allow father feminism to take it away from them. Should I repeat it? Mother Nature gives women their value early in life. And they sit down for father feminism to take it away from them. What do I mean? Feminism lies to women. Feminists don't tell women the truth. That it is good to go to school. Yes, I support educated women. It is good to be career women. I support that. But feminism fails to tell women that whilst doing these two things, career and education, multitask with finding a suitable man when you are younger, beautiful, and fertile, and strong. Because majority of men will not come for you when you are older. But feminism lies to women, and it makes them think that they can also select their partners just like men select. No, it wouldn't. It doesn't happen. And what confuses a lot of women these days is that they see a woman in the media singing feminism, delaying marriage. And most of the time, you see these feminist women in the media or celebrities getting married later in life. And it confuses a lot of ordinary women to also think that they can get the same opportunity. No, you can't. Do you know why? The fact that that woman is a media person, that woman is a celebrity, she is a certain man's fantasy. Example is Rita Dominic. At what age did she marry? 45. Did you see the wedding she had? So, I'm not saying that a woman cannot get a husband at an older age, but it happened to 1 out of every 10. And most of them are celebrities. Look, let me tell you, let Lydia Forson, Jocelyn Dumas, Jackie Appiah, all of these women say they want a man, a good man at age 50, they will get them. Why? They are celebrities. A certain man, once in his lifetime, realizing that when he came to this world, he got married to Jackie Appiah, Lydia Forson, and all of those celebrities. It's an achievement for him. Okay, let me tell you, when men make a lot of money, they spend and enjoy the money in so many ways. And sometimes you get to a point that they get tired of ideas of spending the money. So, also having the title of once upon a time, he became Jocelyn Dumas' husband, is an achievement for him. Yes, I'm telling you. So, if you are listening to feminism and you are not a celebrity, please follow biology. Please follow logic. Please listen to what majority of women and men want from a woman, and it will help you. It wouldn't take anything from you. But most of the time, women listen to feminist women, and then these feminist women end up getting married late, but the majority of their followers will not. Because one, you are not a celebrity. You are not a media person. And you don't even have the money that these celebrities, when they marry late, the money they use to mitigate the risk of giving birth. Do you know how long Gifty Auntie stayed in the hospital with IVF? Yes. You, an ordinary woman, you don't have it. So follow, go to school, have your career, but also follow your biology, and it will save you a lot of troubles. Okay? I think another day we'll come and discuss why men these days are running away from single mothers. We'll come and discuss that. But until then, let me say an amazing, happy Mother's Day to all women around the world, especially to my mom, Georgina Amwa, in Dadiesu in the Western North region, and also Dantano, and also my mom, Faustina Daniels in Draboso, and all the women in my life, Madam Joyce Enoku, all the women in the Dadiesu Suaman Association. I say happy Mother's Day in advance to all of you. You understand? So please, to wrap up, once again, dear women, men do not choose younger women because of manipulation. 1, fertility and fertility risk management is number 1 reason. 2, men want their women young. That's why majority of them marry people who are younger, so that as you are growing up, they still see you, the youthfulness, the youngness in you. Okay? And these days, majority of our older women have kids. And looking at the divorce rate, a lot of men are also advising themselves that if I go marry someone who is older and have a child, what happens is that when they're leaving, 2 people leaves, and I have to cry over 2 people leaving my life. And also, we're not saying that young people don't have problems, but research has also shown that people who have married before, especially women, they have the higher percentage of the time to get divorced again. It sounds like it should have been the other way around, that once the person is once married, it will be difficult for them. It will be better. They have experience. But let me break the silence here. A lot of women don't leave one relationship before they go into another one, because majority of women can't stand rejection. And for them, leaving one relationship, staying alone for a little while, it will remind them they might miss something about their ex. And it will remind them that maybe they didn't take the right decision. Maybe it wasn't right for them not to leave this guy. And for them not to go through all this process in their mind, they find someone before they tell you that they want to quit the relationship. Which means that most women don't heal. They don't do introspection. They don't look at what role did they play in their previous relationship to collapse. Okay? So if it was certain traumas, they go into this new relationship with the old trauma. And once the trauma is not healed, they will judge this relationship with the previous ones most of the times. And it has a higher percentage of letting that relationship come to an end. Okay? I'm not saying only women bring trauma from their previous relationship. No, men also do. But what makes the men's percentage a bit lower is that men are the ones that go look for women. And through that process of proposing to women, we got rejected several times. So we are cool with rejection. So most men get ambushed with breakups. You'll be there, you haven't thought of it, and your girlfriend or your wife tells you they want to leave. And it crumbles your world. So majority of the times, men even lose interest in want to enter into a new relationship. So they stay a little bit alone, which helps them to heal in a way. I'm not saying all men heal out of their previous relationship, but majority of women, especially these days, modern women, don't end one relationship. They find a new boyfriend before they tell the older one that they want to leave. You understand? One day I'll come and explain why women do that. There's some guilt when okay, so when a woman breaks up with you, she naturally wants you to beg, oh, let's stay. I think we can give our relationship a second time. They love that attention. Seriously, they love it. And sometimes they think when a woman is the one that breaking up with you, women calculate a lot. They do all the analysis and be like, okay, what if I tell him let's break up and he said, okay, I've accepted it. That one, they know that if they don't have a new boyfriend within the shortest possible of time, by a week or 2 time, they'll begin to miss you and they begin to think about, did I take the right decision? Was breaking up with this guy the right thing to do? And all of that. And a lot of women don't want to go through that. So in order not to do that, they jump into a new relationship. They find their new guy before they tell you they are breaking up. So the moment they break up, they start life with the new guy. And this don't give a lot of women the time to heal. And if there was some trauma, if they have to seek therapy, they don't. So this make older women who have had several relationships quite difficult to deal with. And previously, men didn't have all of these scientific reasons, informations. You understand? So that is why all of a sudden women are surprised that now we go to platforms, men are discussing the disadvantages of marrying what do you call it? A baby mama or a single mother. Or why men should avoid old women in totality. Times have changed. Now men are sharing notes, and any man that want to be successful in relationship in the 21st century, where divorce are everywhere, my prayer is that every man should get married, give birth and have a family. Learn about the female nature, learn about the male nature. And any woman who also want to be successful in the dating and relationship market need to learn about the opposite sex, and it will help all of us. My name is Kwabena Bibini Berema. I stand here once again to say happy Mother's Day to all women around the world. Please do subscribe, share, and like the videos so that the algorithms will also push it to other people to learn. If you don't understand anything, hit me up on WhatsApp at +233 2477 8596. That's WhatsApp. +233 2477 8596. Or blacknificentmedia@gmail.com. Blacknificent is spelled BLAQNIFICETN. Blacknificent. Then you add media@gmail.com, and let's have a conversation.